video, I'm gonna give you 10 reasons why you're gonna love living in Soho. So Soho is definitely one of the most trendy neighborhoods in Manhattan. I don't think anyone would really argue with that. So a lot of people love living in Soho because they love saying that they live in Soho, to be honest with you. So I do have to say, as a real estate agent, it's one of those neighborhoods that when someone says they live in Soho, you kind of think a certain way about them because you're like, oh, okay, well, it's definitely a trendy neighborhood that's pretty pricey. Soho is actually the cast iron capital of the world. Like in a certain neighborhood, there has never been more cast iron buildings in one neighborhood anywhere ever. So if you don't know what a cast iron building is, we're gonna put a picture up in this video so you can see what we're talking about. Honestly, it's truly stunning. If you've ever walked through the streets of Soho, you probably noticed how beautiful these cast iron buildings really are. And it's very, very unique to this area of New York City. Soho also has a ton of really, really great coffee shops. And also the kind of coffee shops that you can go in and casually kind of just sit there, because there are a lot of neighborhoods in Manhattan that are kind of moving away from the kind of locations that you can like sit and relax with like your laptop and a cup of coffee. But Soho still has quite a lot of that. And I do love that about the neighborhood. There's no better place to shop in Manhattan, at least in my opinion, than Soho, to be honest with you. Now, there's a lot of very, very pricey places in Soho, so just be aware of that. You don't want to be going broke on the streets of Soho in your neighborhood. But at the same time, there are also other kinds of shops as well. And a lot of mainstream brands are there, and also a lot of global brands are there. So another thing that's pretty good about the neighborhood is the subway transportation. I honestly think that it's very easy to get to most places in Soho via subway. And I also think that if you are leaving Soho to get to another neighborhood, it's pretty easy to get to almost every other neighborhood fairly quickly from Soho. It's not like one of those neighborhoods that has very, very obscure trains where you're kind of like transferring like 2 or 3 times. Definitely not the case at all in Soho. Overall, Soho, the neighborhood, not only is it trendy and has all these other benefits, but it's also in a prime location in itself, with being so close to Tribeca, being so close to the West Village and the Lower East Side. I mean, these are like prime downtown neighborhoods that Soho is right in the middle of. So the location is just great. So I would say that Soho has some really, really great bars. And the one thing I love about the bars in Soho is I feel like they're not like in your face. Like they're kind of more hidden. You have to know where to go to get to the bars in Soho from the street perspective. There is one area in West Broadway where there's a few bars on the street level, and you can obviously see that that's where a lot of bars are. But overall, if you're talking about the rest of the neighborhood, there's a lot of really good places that are hidden behind doors. Soho has plenty of fine dining, and I would definitely suggest it as one of the top dining neighborhoods in Manhattan. So this neighborhood has a good amount of fitness centers and also has an Equinox, which of course a lot of people love. So you're definitely not gonna have a problem staying fit in the neighborhood. Soho is very, very busy during the day. There's gonna be tons of people, from people who live there, from tourists, really just everybody in the neighborhood. But at night, actually, Soho can be very, very quiet. So I would say compared to other neighborhoods that really come alive at night, Soho kind of does the opposite. A lot of people like how it doesn't have that tourist traffic at night. So these are 10 things that you're gonna love about living in Soho. Now, if there's anything I missed in this video, or if you have any questions about the neighborhood, feel free to leave them in the comments, because as always, I love hearing from you guys.